out, Chris.
Hey, Ellen.
Hey, Chris.
You know what that is?
Cymbidium.
It's a cymbidium. What's a cymbidium doing at spring trials, for Pete's sake?
I think it's because we are at a new location at an orchid grower, Chisan Orchids.
Well, that would explain the millions and millions of orchids out there. I thought somebody was growing a whole lot of extra stuff for their spring trial, but I guess not. Actually, we are at Chisan Orchids, where they are hosting 3 annual companies.
That's right.
That traditionally had been exhibiting up the road a bit. This is a new location for Cohen, Hishtil, and Jaldedi.
Jaldedi, those 3, yes.
And we've got videos of the other companies. We're now about to take a look at Hishtil. As a matter of fact, right inside here and see what kind of interesting herbs they've got. Well, herbs are one of the things, along with some perennials, but herbs is one of the main things that Hishtil is known for. And the first thing they showed us was this nice mint, a mentha. It's called Jessica's Sweet Pear, and what you want to notice about it is that beautiful upright habit. Ellen, show what a mint usually does. All right, now that mint is going to take over your bench, your container, your garden, your life. This one is going to stay nice and upright without all that twiny branching going on.
I like it.
It's got great flavor. We tasted it, because we taste everything out here, even if it's not edible. And it was beautiful. Also down here, now that's a very upright plant, a plant that's normally very upright.
Right.
In this case, it isn't. It's a rosemary called
Haifa.
Thank you, Ellen.
Yeah.
And look
As in the city.
Look at the habit. It is named for. It was a complicated story about a garden in Haifa that's very famous.
From the Baha'i. The Baha'i garden in Haifa.
There you go. This is actually where this came from.
Yes.
Very beautiful, soft.
They took a little snippet.
Habit. It truly cascaded.
Truly prostrate.
That would be great for small pots, baskets, ground cover. And now let's take a look at something a little different. This is an Oxalis. Now I think of this as a St. Patrick's Day plant.
Or a foliage plant of any sort in the garden.
That's true, but it's an herb. You can eat Oxalis, but this particular one, it's called Crimson and Gold, is grown for its tubers, and I hope you can see them on the picture. They're little tiny potatoes.
Right, these are native to the Andes, and they have been used as a food crop there. In fact, the whole thing is a food crop. This, Oxalis is actually used as in meadows for feeding cows.
There you go. But this one is bred by my friend Pat Fitzgerald from Ireland, which makes sense. They grow potatoes in Ireland. These things will grow there too. So that's where this one comes from. So if you want to try something really unusual, Oxalis Crimson and Gold. Now, Ellen put on her thinking cap and reminded me that it's trifolium that you sell for St. Patrick's Day, not Oxalis. So now she's got her thinking cap on. Let's take the thinking cap off and look at some Gaara from Hishtil. This is a line of experimentals they've got. Let's start way down here, because there's a pretty good variety of them, from this very dark red with bright pink flowers, compact plant. In fact, when you look at some of the
compact and dense,
the flower power there, it's pretty powerful. Here's a white that's nice, wispy, lighter green,
and it's wispier than usual because it was grown indoors. Just FYI.
So it shouldn't be that wispy.
Exactly.
There you go. Probably much more like this habit. But move on past this one to my favorite down here, and I think one that everybody's going to like. This is called Hishtil, baby. The series doesn't have a name yet, but this variety they've dubbed Baby. It is naturally this compact, Ellen.
Wow.
They say it will spread, continue growing and blooming in the garden. That's just a fabulous plant. I think this one, if it works, could
and that's one
really
plant,
be a
I
great,
think he said.
Yeah, could be a great little landscape plant. And the last thing we're going to show you is right over here, something they're working on. You know the little standards they've been doing with basil, like these. The basil trees. They've also been doing peppers. These are actually grafted in North Carolina. Here's what they're working on. Flowering plants, Ellen, Calibrachoa.
That is really cool.
These, well, they're still working on it. It's to get a beautiful plant that consumers going to love is going to take some work on the culture, etc. But that is a grafted Calibrachoa that they're working on. So I don't know. Next year, a couple of years from now, we may see these in full production, and that's something you'll be able to offer your customers.
That's cute.
So that's a wide variety of interesting things here at Hishtil 2017 California
Spring Trials.